Hey guys, this is Odd1 Gaming. This is going to be another King Arthur Legends Rise video. In today's video, we're gonna have a look at the Hall of Conquerors boss, specifically the steel flanked Penveid, right? This is kind of like the first boss that we are having this rotation, kind of, right? Like, I mean, I guess they're all gonna be the same, but this is the one that I've not done a video on yet. But I did do some testing, and surprisingly, this is my highest damage on this specific boss. Now, before I jump into the video, I just want to mention there's a link in the description and pinned comment of this video that you can click to support me as a content creator. It costs you nothing, helps me a ton. Pretty much, if you do decide to spend on this game, I get a small percentage of that, but it's not going to influence your packs or anything in any way. So, first thing that I want to mention for this boss is that it does have a bug, right? Or maybe I'm missing something, but this boss has a bug where you cannot block its debuffs and you cannot cleanse them either. For some reason, I have no idea why, but you cannot do it, and that kind of makes it a little bit bad in a sense that, for example, I have to bring Brennan in order to keep myself alive or some of the people alive because of that reason. Otherwise, you know, because you cannot heal or cleanse those debuffs, especially because you have the heal reduction, Brennan seems to be kind of really important in this fight. Without him, you cannot push those high numbers. But as always, let's have a look at the boss. So first thing that we notice is that he's a storm element, and then we do benefit from night and rain. So heroes that get bonus from that is you should be used. So one of the ones that's obvious in there is going to be Caliburn Arthur. And not just that, but obviously he's going to be amazing because he brings lots of hits, right, from his passive, from his skills. He also brings a good aura for for his stag team, even though it's not mandatory to bring stag, right? Same thing as Hrungnir. It does say over here, I'm going to read the buff, that, you know, stag units gain extra damage, but that's useless because after 2 turns, that's it. That buff falls off, and it's pretty much irrelevant. Now, Morgan would be a really good one. However, you might use Morgan on a different team. And then over here, we see that people like Tristan could be good, Vivian could be good as a healer, just because you get that extra attack speed, crit damage, and, you know, damage taken is decreased. So let's look at what the boss does. So first hit, attacks all enemies 3 times, then has a 40% chance to inflict attack speed decrease 3 for 3 turns. Second hit, double hit, that does 126 attack, and then this is the issue, right? 100% chance to inflict recovery disruption for 5 turns. Even if you have debuff block, he still lands it, and once he lands it, you cannot cleanse it, right? I tried to use Ain, I tried to use Sarah, I just cannot cleanse that debuff. The only thing that you can do that kind of helps you work around or try to resist this debuff is by having high resist, right? So if you have increased effect resistance in your team, that might work, but even through that, I think it kind of works. There's a small percentage chance it still lands. Next hit, AoE hit, and then lands attack gauge disruption. Same principle. He lands this even through debuff immunity, and you cannot cleanse it. So I have no idea why that's happening. That's just annoying. But I guess hopefully they're gonna fix that. Then we look at over here, the last one, Tyrant's Tenacity, gains Barrier, which blocks 21 hits. So obviously you're gonna need a lot of multi-hitters. Also has a 40% chance to gain crit rate increase 3 for 5 turns. If he does get that, obviously he's gonna do more damage. Also fully charges his attack gauge, which means he gets that and then he gets a turn and attacks us. Passive, Strong Body, Strong Mind, the same thing. 100% chance to get abnormal status immunity, attack gauge decrease immunity, dot taken decrease, right, which means you're not going to be giving him you're not going to be using dot in this fight, and then 100% chance to charge attack gauge, which means he's straight up going to take a turn first. Pretty straightforward. Then this other passive, when you hit him, he has a chance to gain effect resistance increase for 3 turns. So, you know, this might make it difficult for you to land debuffs, but it still went through. And then this is a fun passive, Piercing Wound, which says at the start of battle he gains this. And what Piercing Wound does is when attacked while not protected by a barrier, takes additional damage equal to 50% of the attacker's attack per hit up to 8 times. So if you have 8 hitters, he's going to take a lot of damage from that. Then if you look at the tasks, one of them does damage and dispels all debuffs, and it has a 50% chance to decrease the attack gauge of our team by 30%. Then the second one removes all of debuffs again and then attacks one enemy 2 times. And then passive, when hit, chance to inflict attack decrease 2 on the attacker, and then this one, same thing. So if you attack pretty much the tasks, you're gonna have a chance to get the attack decrease, and then that's the only thing that you care about. However, the way that this fight goes, unless I'm missing something, right, unless I didn't understand something correctly, you just have to attack the boss, right? Just ignore the tasks, just go for the boss straight up and do as much damage as you can to him. And you're gonna see, for example, the team that I'm using is Arthur, Ain, Brennan, and then I'm actually using my what's her name, Turin, right? The reason why Turin is good in this fight is because obviously Turin brings good healing, Turin brings defense up, she brings effect resistance up, so she kind of has the best kit for the sake of this fight. Now, once you go into the fight, make sure you always click the boss, right? Because if you do not click the boss, obviously you're going to start attacking the side once, and it doesn't matter. For some reason, it doesn't count for the destroyed amount, right? It just, you can take one of the tasks to 0, and it still does not appear here, right? So you would always go for the boss. From my point of view, again, this is just first look, early testing. After we play more with this, it might be a different, might be a different team, it might be a different variation of what we're doing, but this is pretty much what I'm using. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys use? I guess I'm not gonna keep you through this fight completely, but you see Caliburn Arthur seems to be the king about this. Once I get again more practice and try to do my best, I guess, or maybe at the end, like right after the reset, after I see what's happening, I'm gonna be making a video again on each team that I'm using, showcasing them, and pretty much showing the builds and all of that. So if that's something that you wanna see, make sure to subscribe to the channel, right, to see when I post. Make sure to like this video, helps me a ton. But you see, we had a debuff, right? It does not get cleansed. So when Ain does her second skill, it should dispel a debuff, right? Let me just show you, just so you see that I'm not mad, right? So it says over here, 100% chance to remove 2 debuffs from each ally, right? And then removes dots and then puts attack increase. So let's watch. She does the second skill, no debuff removed, right? It's like no debuff removed. Same thing when the boss is gonna do the next thing, it's gonna be no debuff removed. We attack it, there we go. We have that attack gauge decrease, right? We can now boost attack gauge again. Same thing. She did that second skill, which should cleanse it. Still no removal of debuffs. I guess that is just bugged, right? It's just bugged. So maybe after this bug is fixed, we might be able to push the damage even higher. But pretty much the team that I've used, this kind of looks so far to be the best one for me. Now, obviously, I'm just gonna back out of this because you kind of saw the damage that I did. Just want to show you another thing that obviously could give you some ideas of what you can do. If you don't have the exact heroes that I'm showing you, you can always go just right here, right behind me, click to the ranking, and just look at what other people are using. It doesn't show the exact stats, but for example, you can see the top damage over here, or at least one of the big ones, right, is Caliburn Arthur, Chivalry 10. You can see it shows you the sets, attack, damage, and then focus, right? Same thing for like Ain, same thing for Turin, and then same thing for K. So kind of shows you and gives you an idea of what you can use. And that's something that's should be the case for every single one of these fights, right? Hrungnir, if you're struggling, just look at what other people did. I guess you can scroll. I'm not sure if it shows like top 100 or something like that, or if it shows more, but you kind of get the idea, right? If you don't have some exact specific teams, or if you're struggling, just scroll through here up until you see kind of something similar that might give you an idea of what your best team would be. Now, do keep in mind, I want to mention this, I'm mentioning every single one of these first look videos, but keep in mind you can only use a hero in one of the 3 teams once, right? So if you use Caliburn Arthur in the Steel Flank Penveid, you cannot use him in Hrungnir or Talos, or at least it's not going to be saving that damage, right? If I try to use it, it's just gonna remove my record from the other one, and that's about it. So you pretty much see these are the teams that I did, and you see every single one of these heroes are different because that's what I had to do. But anyway, the Steel Flank Penveid seems to be one of the easiest ones, especially if you have Caliburn Arthur, but I do believe that it might work even without him. Just bring another strong damage dealer such as Tristan, right? If you build him right, Tristan could be really good. Oh yeah, let's check the buff that I mentioned. So it says over here, stacks blessing, passive, grants all stacks, favor allies, attack increase 20% for 2 turns. This is useless. Like, this should not even be here, right? If they really wanted to do this and give us the idea of using stack favor, they should have just made this be permanent. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked, and you may prove worthy of your legacy.